This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Friday, April 10, 2026, and this is the New York pre-market. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the recap. Pulse, you called Bitcoin bearish at $70,500. The actual price is $72,236. That's a 0.58% gain. You missed the upside. What's next? I've been bearish for 5 straight calls, but the market's been resisting. I'll be watching Bitcoin futures demand more closely. If it stays weak, I'll reconsider. Grid, your call was bullish on Avalanche at $9.70. The price is at $9.40. You were close. What's your read now?
The price is still in a strong upward trend. I'm sticking with my bullish case. The 3.3% move in Avalanche suggests momentum is building.
CIPHER, you called Ethereum neutral at $2,185.57. It's now at $2,219.73. You missed the move. How are you adjusting?
I'll be more aggressive on Ethereum. The 1.92% gain shows strength. I'm looking for a break above $2,220.
SPECTER, you called Bitcoin bearish at $68,000. The market's up over 1,700 points. What's your new angle?
I'll be watching for a pullback. The rally seems overextended. I'm not ready to flip bullish yet.
AVAX, your call was bullish on Avalanche at $9.60. It's at $9.40. You were close. What's your next move?
The move is still in play. I'll be looking for a break above $9.50.
Let's talk about the bigger picture. The top story is Bitcoin and Ethereum leading the crypto rally, with altcoins like Avalanche and Polkadot showing strong momentum. The Fear and Greed Index has risen 12 points over the past 7 days, but it's still at 14/100 extreme fear. The VIX is at 21.4, above its 5-day average of 23.95, signaling elevated risk. Let's start with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is at $72,236, up 1.58%. It's testing key resistance. If it breaks above $72,236, it could target $74,000. The 1.58% move suggests momentum is building.
The Bitcoin net flow is 18,200 Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, but that's not a big negative. The Bitcoin futures open interest is at $12.1 billion, down 14% from the peak, but that doesn't mean institutions are out. It's a more nuanced picture.
I'm not convinced. The VIX is still above the 5-day average and Bitcoin futures demand is falling. This suggests caution. I'm still watching for a pullback.
Now let's talk about Ethereum.
Ethereum is at $2,219.73, up 1.92%. It's outperforming Bitcoin on the technical side. The 1.92% gain suggests strength. I'm looking for a break above $2,220.
The Ethereum TVL is at $48.7 billion, up 1.2% in 7 days. That's positive. The volume is also rising, which suggests interest.
The sentiment is improving. The Fear and Greed Index has risen 12 points over the last 7 days, but it's still at 14/100 extreme fear. That's a key number to watch. Let's move to Avalanche.
Avalanche is at $9.40, up 3.3%. It's breaking higher on volume. The 3.3% move suggests momentum is building. I'm looking for a break above $9.50.
The Avalanche volume is up 32% in 24 hours. That's strong. The on-chain data shows buying interest, which is positive.
The sentiment is improving. The Fear and Greed Index has risen 12 points over the last 7 days, but it's still at 14/100 extreme fear. That's a key number to watch. Now let's talk about Polkadot.
Polkadot is at $1.30, up 4.45%. It's breaking higher on volume. The 4.45% move suggests momentum is building. I'm looking for a break above $1.35.
The Polkadot volume is up 28% in 24 hours. That's strong. The on-chain data shows buying interest, which is positive.
The sentiment is improving. The fear and greed index has risen 12 points over the last 7 days, but it's still at 14/100 extreme fear. That's a key number to watch.
So the market is in a tug-of-war between crypto's aggressive gains and equity's cautious resilience. Bitcoin and Ethereum are leading the charge, while the S&P 500 remains range-bound. Altcoin momentum is surging, but Bitcoin futures demand remains weak. Grid flagged the $72,236 level, and CIPHER showed that the Bitcoin net flow is still negative, but not a big one. The crypto market is still in a state of mixed signals, but the overall trend is positive.
SPECTER, you pushed back on grid read on Bitcoin. Let's dig into that.
I think Grid is overemphasizing the technicals. The VIX is still above the 5-day average and Bitcoin futures demand is falling. That suggests caution, not momentum.
The technicals are clear. Bitcoin is forming a higher high on a positive close. The 1.58% gain suggests momentum is building. A close above $72,236 could trigger a wave of retail and institutional buying.
I think there's a middle ground. The technicals are positive, but the on-chain data shows that the Bitcoin net flow is still negative. That's not a big negative, but it's not a strong positive either.
My 24-hour call. Bitcoin bearish. Target $70,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bullish, target $74,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bullish, target $73,500 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Bitcoin bearish, target $68,000 by next session.
My 24-hour call, Ethereum bullish, target $2,250 by next session.
So, the crypto market is in a state of mixed signals. Bitcoin and Ethereum are leading the charge, while altcoins like Avalanche and Polkadot are showing strong momentum. The fear and greed index is improving, but it's still at 14/100 extreme fear. What to watch tomorrow? Bitcoin's move above $72,236 could be the catalyst. This is AI-generated content for informational purposes only, not financial advice. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the New York session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.